now for the ceremonial song.
Welcome to Dissocia, we're so pleased to meet both of ya. We already feel close to ya. Dissocia, Dissocia.
It's a project that I've had in my head for quite some time. It involves a particularly unusual structure, two very, very different halves, which will hopefully help people to understand the answer to a very basic question that people who have been carers for those that are mentally ill often have to ask, which is, why do you find it so difficult to take your medication? In the first act, we set up a very classical quest structure where a young woman called Lisa Jones has handed in her watch for repair. She's then visited by a rather strange Swiss gentleman.
In October last year, you returned from a trip to New York. British Airways Flight 771, scheduled to depart at 12:05, but delayed by 2 hours. Of course, the time there is 5 hours ahead of the time here. But to complicate matters further, at the precise second you crossed the Greenwich Meridian, the clocks here went back by exactly 1 hour.
So?
Think about it, Miss Jones. A 7-hour flight on BA from JFK with a 2-hour delay on your UK ETA and a 5-hour leg from EST to GMT just as BST is ending? You didn't get it back. Somehow, in all the tempered confusion of that instant, the hour that you surrendered, the hour that was rightfully yours, went astray. Do you see? Your watch is not an hour slow, Lisa. You are.
And she is then dispatched to Dissocia to find that hour.
And now you are our friend, we will defend you to the end. Remember, no one in the world above will love you like the people of this wonderful new world. Wonderful new world. And so we raise a toast to ya, we'll even give the vote to ya. We'll forward all your posts to ya.
Very early on, I started to think, what would it be like if one was to watch The Wizard of Oz up until the point where Dorothy was captured by the witch, and then the first half of the play would finish and the audience would go out, really wanting to know what happened next. When they came back in, they're suddenly confronted by Dorothy in the ward of a psychiatric institution, having to recover. And then, hopefully, all the colourful moments in the first half would be running in their memories underneath everything they were watching in the second half.
Hello, Lisa.
Hello, Bear. How are you?
Not so bad.
Have you got something for me?
I've written a song.
Have you?
Would you like to hear it?
I would. I'd very much like to hear it. Is it nice?
It's quite nice, yes. Shall I begin?
Please do.
In one sense, the play's impetus is the subject of mental illness. But in fact, it is about sensation and numbness, and that can be seen as meaning many things. It could be also an analogy for childhood and adulthood. It could be an analogy for creativity versus normality. You know, some people have even suggested that it's like the difference between, you know, a drug or an alcohol hit and being sober. So in fact, this battle between chaos and order is within all of us, whether we suffer from a mental illness or not.
What it is, it's like the sirens.
Sirens.
Yeah, you know, they sit on the rocks and they wait for the sailors. And they sing to them. And what they sing is so lovely. It's like they're hypnotised and they sail towards them even though they know they're going to get their ship all smashed up. Because they think it's worth it.
Who'll hold your paw when you die? Who'll hear you whisper goodbye? Who'll be beside you when brain death is declared? Who'll think about you and all we have shared? Some people call themselves friends, but will they be there when you end? Life's full of clatter, but none of it matters. Only who'll hold your paw when you die.
That was excellent.
It's not really finished yet.
It was very good, though.
Thank you. Do you feel better now?
I do. I really do. You've restored my faith in animals.
All right then. See you then.
Bye.